back. I'm taking a look at my dough, and that's about as good as it gets on the double. It's been 2 hours, so I'm going to take them out and form them, one into rolls and one into a loaf of bread. Now I do spray a little olive oil in a 9 by 13 pan, and I wipe it out. I only want a little oil on there. And then I've cleaned my surface again to roll my dough out here. I want to put a little flour on it. Okay. Now, this is my dough. I'm going to punch it down. And I'm going to turn the edges in on one another. And then I turn it out just like this. And if it seems hard to handle, I just cover it back up with the bowl and let it rest for a few minutes since it's been punched down. But if it will roll out and keep shape without springing back up together, then I can go ahead and cut out the rolls. I have one special glass that I use. I think it's 2 1/4 crossed, maybe a little more, but I always use that glass to cut my rolls out. And what I have here is my mother's rolling pin that she bought for 12 cents back years ago. This is working out just fine. It's spreading easily. And what I'm going to do is make 12 rolls. I'm going to put them 3 across and 4 down in my pan. That looks about right to me. Can you see the thickness is about like that? Alright. And I like to have it level, as level as I can get it. And I do flour my glass. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Gonna have to do a little rolling back up here. Hope I can get 3 out of this. I like to knead it back up together to make it smooth. You can feel it when it starts just right. It gets just right. And it gets smooth again. Now I'm going to go ahead and lay these rolls. I like to kind of get them up into to where they're rounded good. Like that. And like I said, 3 across. And then 4 down. They're not always perfectly the same height or anything like that, but even before I'm done putting them in the pan, you can feel them. They're starting to raise again, so I do it as quickly as I can. I'll show you the rolls after I get them in here. They don't look perfect. I'm not looking for perfect. I do have one that feels too heavy, so I'm going to take a little off of that one. I don't want one that's too big because then my others don't raise up as pretty as it does. So I'm going to stick this down underneath and put that in. And I just need 3 more out of this, so I'm hoping that works out right. A little bit more flour. Alright. Okay. One, two, and then that third one. I just kind of roll it up and see if I think that's about the right size. If it's a little bit much, I take a little off and put on the last one. And it is a little bit much. Roll the rough part under. It's still a little much on that one. You just learn. You do it after so long, you learn what feels about right and what isn't. So I think I have one up here that needs a little bit more. If you like, you can twist the bottom end itself to make a really smooth top round roll. It just takes extra time. See what I mean? But if you're in a hurry, you don't have to do that. This one I am going to twist under. There. I'll take that. Let me feel these. Yeah, that one's still a little heavy. That's okay. Might add it to my raisin bread. Now I'm going to use it right there. I just pinch it together on the bottom. Like I say, if I want a round top. Okay, I'm pretty well satisfied now. All right. Now, here's what I have. I have 12 rolls, and I do separate them because they're gonna raise into one another. All right. Now, I'll turn this off and I'll put this on pause while I get the other dough out for my bread. Okay. Now I have the raisin bread dough. I'm gonna punch down and turn it inside on itself like that, smoothly, not breaking the surface or the edges. Just keep it smooth and punch that middle in together. All right, that's looking pretty good. Okay. Now, I'm going to put the smooth side, let's spread this flour. I'm going to put the smooth side down and just kind of push it all out even before I start rolling it into I think they say a 10 by 13. Just a second, I got to get my loaf pan. And I do like to spray it a little too, same way, and then wipe it out. I don't want much in it, just a little. Alright, now here is this dough. I'm going to put some flour on the top, and then I'm going to put flour on this and roll. And try to roll it into a rectangle. Yes. Because we're going to start rolling it up into a loaf after I put cinnamon and sugar on top. I think some people probably would use butter at this stage of it, but I don't do that. I don't know. I just tried this one day and it worked So that's what you get. It looks about like that, and it's in a, see there? There it is. Okay, now I'm gonna leave it like that, and I have a mixture, a cinnamon sugar mixture. Now I can't tell you exactly how I've got it mixed, but what I'm gonna do is I'm taking it and I'm sprinkling all across the top. Not right to the edge, but almost to the edge, because it just really makes good. Okay, pretty good covering. Okay, that looks pretty even. Now, this is the fun part. I'm gonna try and start you at the right spot. Okay. Now, I try and square it off up there and flatten it down a little bit so that I can start my roll, because I'm going to make a tight roll. It makes it so pretty. And I stretch and pull it a little as I make it, as I roll that up, and it makes the prettiest loaf. See what it's making? It's just making the prettiest roll. I keep pulling and stretching, pulling and stretching. Now, when I get to where I'm almost at the end here, I squeeze these ends up and I roll. I like to push this down, and I put a little warm, or with just water. I just put a little bit of water here and roll this up on that. Now that's so that it will seal up. Oops, excuse me. Got a little more than I intended. I'm going to roll that up to where it's going to be right in the middle on the bottom. Now, I'm going to take each end and I'm going to do, look at there, you can see the round circle in there. I'm going to take this end and mash it down. Mash it down. I'm going to do the same thing to the other end. I'm going to mash it down. And I'm going to keep pushing it up in there, mash that down. Now take a little bit of warm water and put the water on the bottom edge, under both ends of your little flap here. Because you're going to take this little flap and you're going to turn it up under, and this part, roll it under. Take this part, turn it up under, and push them sides in underneath to where you have a pretty loaf. And it should fit really good in this pan, just like that. There we go. See, it's in the pan. Looks pretty good. I'm going to put these back in the oven, the rolls and the bread, for about an hour, 45 minutes to an hour, when it gets the right size for me. Okay. Here are the rolls, and here is the bread in my warm oven. I put more hot water in the bottom underneath of them. Okay.